call to order the 2423rd meeting of the Darien Police Commission. It's a regular meeting, and the first order of business is acceptance of the minutes of November 4th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on them? All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence. I'm sorry, we are social distance, so it's going to be a tough road for those watching on Channel 79. Hopefully they don't get seasick. But Chief?
So we did get a letter of correspondence from the Darien High School Community Council. Detective Capelli and School Resource Officer Wallman participated in the 2021 Trunk or Treat event at the high school. We handed out some of our stress police cars and some candy up there as well. They raised $1,600 donated to Darien Social Service. So time well spent for our officers, community engagement with the high school. 50 costumes also to be donated person to person, and just a good community event staffed by our officers once again. So kudos to both of the officers for being involved.
Excellent. Okay. Department activity. Am I looking? You've got it. Go 180.
This report will be since our last meeting, from November 4th until yesterday. On November 5th, at approximately 1 a.m., a 35-year-old Stanford man was arrested for DWI after his vehicle was involved in a single vehicle accident on Hoyt Street near Lake Drive. On November 6th, 3 suspects entered Stop and Shop at 25 Old Kings Highway North and loaded shopping carts with Tide laundry detergent products. They then proceeded to exit the store without paying for the merchandise and loaded it into an awaiting vehicle left running in the fire lane. The vehicle then sped off. On November 7th, at approximately 2 a.m., a 43-year-old Stanford man was arrested for DWI after his vehicle was observed crossing the double yellow line on the post road by Hillside Avenue. On November 8th, a 38-year-old man was arrested by warrant for disorderly conduct and interfering with an emergency call during a domestic violence incident. On November 9th, a 19-year-old Norwalk man was arrested by warrant for the burglary and the theft of an unlocked motor vehicle from a McLaren Road residence in June of this year. This lengthy investigation involved DNA processing from recovered evidence and analysis of phone records by Darien detectives. This suspect has been arrested by our agency in the past for motor vehicle theft and has an extremely lengthy criminal history. A 56-year-old Norwalk man was arrested by warrant for 2 counts of larceny fifth after he was identified as a suspect in the theft of a backpack leaf blowers from landscaping companies while they were working on Deerfield Road on November 6th and Pembroke Road on November 8th. On November 17th, an employee of a business at 36 Old Kings Highway South had her wallet stolen from her purse while she was working. Credit cards that were in her wallet were also fraudulently used at a nearby business. On November 19th, graffiti was discovered at Tilly Pond Park on the hut fireplace, the ground, and on nearby construction equipment. November 19th, the subject entered CVS Pharmacy and shoplifted over $500 worth of candles and baby formula. On November 23rd, a 37-year-old Bridgeport man was arrested by warrant after he was identified as a suspect in the theft of a watch while he was working for a moving company in Darien earlier in the year. Since November 4th, we've had 9 separate reports of check fraud. I think it's 10 now as of today, actually. 10 separate reports of check fraud incidents in which personal checks were stolen either from residential mailboxes as outgoing mail or from the post office itself. Darien detectives are currently working with postal inspectors in these investigations. Since November 4th, the Patrol Division and Traffic Division have conducted 89 traffic stops in numerous areas of town. Also since the 4th, we've had now 15 overnight burglaries of unlocked vehicles and 4 stolen vehicles that were left unlocked with the keys in it. And then since the 4th, we've also had 33 motor vehicle accidents, 5 that involved minor injuries. I know just a few minutes ago we had another vehicle rollover accident that involved injuries as well. And that is it.
I'm going to touch on a couple of the things here on this real quick. The incident on November 6th, the Stop and Shop, where they took the Tide laundry detergent. Suspects from the Oxford case, which was almost identical. They're loading up Tide or detergent. They've been identified. They have been arrested. Two of those subjects are being held on $50,000 bond. One had been bonded out. So I think you will see an arrest warrant forthcoming from a Darien.
This is on video too, they had it
On video.
Right, yeah.
That was leading to my second point. If people are taking, I'm not sure what happened there, if somebody was taking video
Yeah.
to give to the police and someone else was calling the police, but we would ask that you would call the police first before you shooting video. Hopefully that's what happened there, but they have been identified, so that's a good thing. On the checks being taken, some of these checks certainly are being taken from the mail system once it is in the Postal Service hand. That's why we're working with postal inspectors. It's not just from mailboxes. There is evidence showing that it is in somewhere in the mail system. So we'll see where that takes us. As you can see, we've still been a little bit busy. And once again, I will say, for the 956th month in a row, please lock your car. We're not going to arrest our way out of this problem. We're making arrests with DNA and other investigative means. Other area departments around us in Fairfield County are making arrests with an amazing regularity. But the incidents keep happening because the cars are unlocked with the keys in them. Once again, we're asking you to go into the holiday season, please lock your car. Help us and help yourself.
Chief, some real good detective work, particularly on those leaf blowers, right? Tracking them down at the pawn shop and the stolen watch from a moving company, right?
And Leslie Silva and our detective bureau worked hand in hand on that one. That was one that we could have just taken a report, put it in the report file and let it go. No, she did a very nice job following up on that. And nice job, collaborative effort between the investigative and the patrol division, so well done.
Okay. Public comment, I don't see anyone here from public, so I will assume there is none. Old business? Any old business? Anybody? No? We will skip to new business. The depot dip.
Depot dip was, canceled due to COVID. The last time it was going to be the wintertime depot dip. I will send this over if you want to swing around to Captain Marin. He can speak to it best on the depot dip. That's something we'll support this year again.
So, as the chief mentioned, the depot dip is somewhat of a polar plunge that was canceled last year due to COVID. We had brought it up at the commission meeting this time last year. Talked about its approval and authorization. It's going to involve, it's a fundraiser that's going to be looking to raise money for the depot, but also the Darien Human Services Supply Closet. They're hoping to get as many people involved as they can. You have to pay a fee to enter. There's going to be a food truck, bonfire. They're still looking to acquire proper permitting down at Weed Beach, but they wanted to start with us just to make sure it was something that we were supportive of. Our involvement will include our Marine Division and our Scuba Division. We're going to have some divers just kind of in the water, standing nearby as a precaution, as well as Marine 127 in the area as well. The fire department will be there, Post 53 will be there. We don't have a number on how many people are going to register for it, but
Do we have a date?
yeah, we established the date today of March 20th. And high tide that day is 1:36 p.m., so it'll probably be around lunchtime at some point. And that's all I have on that.
You don't need any kind of motion unless one of the commissioners wants to make a motion for all three commissioners to take the depot dip.
I was just gonna say,
What about the
which,
chief?
I was gonna volunteer the chief.
How many people typically show up for this?
I don't know,
Last year
we've
was
never
supposed,
had one.
it was supposed to be the first
Right?
one. And
Okay.
I think they ended up doing an alternative event in Rowington at the Weeburn Beach Club. And it wasn't a huge turnout, but it was a quality event from what I understand.
I have done one. You had to break the ice in New Hampshire to actually get into the water. It's quick in and out.
Well, it'd be nice to see the Marine Division, it sounds like a good event if you're not one of the people that is polar plunging. Okay, so from fun to more fun, traffic issues. I don't think we have lots of updates, but let's run through what we're still working on.
So just an update on the crosswalk request on Upper Point Street for those 4 locations. I emailed the state of Connecticut on October 1st. I had not heard back from them in almost 2 months. I reached out to them again, and the woman there said that she was going to again contact the traffic engineer to reach out to me, and I'm still waiting for that. As far as the crosswalks that were approved sometime in August at the end of Abbey Road in Middlesex and the end of Holmes in Middlesex, that request was submitted to Public Works. However, there's a statewide shortage on materials that are needed to make a crosswalk, the paint and other things. So I've been in contact with DPW, and it's happening all throughout the state. Other municipalities are having trouble. So it doesn't look like anytime soon that's going to happen, so it's probably going to be towards, more towards the spring,
All right,
unfortunately.
is that it on traffic?
Yes.
Supply chain strikes again. Donation received for the gift fund.
We did receive a very generous donation of $1,000 from a family on Rings End Road. I'm not 100% sure that this is an annual donation or whether it was for any one particular incident, but I would recommend to the commission that they accept the $1,000 donation to the Darien Police Department to be placed in the gift fund.
I make a motion that we accept this very generous gift of $1,000 and be placed in the...
And I certainly will generate a thank you letter to the family.
Second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Well, that could be our, it is a regular meeting. If anyone has anything else on the agenda, I think we have Sergeant Moore.
Oh, yeah, Sergeant Moore is here, our IT specialist. Just very briefly, and then I will punt it to him because he knows all the ins and outs of this. Our Central Square CAD RMS system runs on servers that are overseen by the IT department from the Board of Ed. Feel free to correct me if I'm going off track here. Our current servers are running a version of Windows that is no longer supported for this product. We have to have new servers or new software. And again, this is something that we combine with IT. It's just not here at the police department. It's IT servers that are off-site. But Jeff Adams from IT brought it to our attention that we have to have these new servers. The quote for these new servers, and then I'll turn it over to TJ to explain all the ins and outs of it, $16,380. It's not a want, it's a must. We can't run the software on the servers that we have. So the nuts and bolts, I will turn it over to Sergeant Moore.
So currently we have all of our servers on VMsphere, and they're hosted on server 2008 with SQL 2008, which is no longer supported by Microsoft. Some of the servers we were supposed to be upgraded to new software, but due to COVID it kind of derailed part of that project. So we have to kind of deal with what we have for right now. That's holding up some items that with the servers as far as being able to, they're moving to a Utenix, which is a new hosting system for the VMware. And with these, they can't move those and upgrade them, but it's also causing us other issues. So in order to be like a Band-Aid for this, just to get us to the point when we're going to get an upgrade, we have to at least move it to 2012.
Windows.
Windows Server 2012. It's just the operating system that has to be upgraded. The fees associated with it are to migrate the software and the databases onto a new VM server and move the database as well as have any updates that need to be done to that to be able to put it on server 2012 with SQL 2012.
And Sergeant, what's the timing on this? What's the ideal timing?
Sooner than later.
As opposed to yesterday, but when do you want to get this?
6 months ago was when.
Yeah, sooner than later. I mean, I believe they have the ability to spin up the servers like pretty quickly for us. And then it's just based on the vendor having availability to take care of the migration. just to move it from one to the other.
Okay.
So,
Where do the actual servers sit?
there's one host here and there's another host over at Town Hall.
And are you running the app off of it, or is it just the back-end DBs?
Well, there's a SAN on both ends, one host here, one host there. We're running the application here and the Town Hall's a failover for,
Okay.
the fault tolerance on it.
And none of this can be cloud migrated?
It can, this is just to get us so we can at least continue
Stopgap
operations.
between, okay.
Yeah, this is just to get us to continue what we're doing right now. We do have projects that we're working on that are to be upgrading us to newer servers,
Okay.
but we just haven't gotten to that point yet with everything that got derailed because of COVID, so.
I just wanted the commission to know that collaboratively between Bob, TJ, and I, we're going to be making a formal request for a contingency budget transfer for this. This is like, put a new tire on your car, it's something we have to have, and something we really want to spend the money on, especially since it's a stopgap measure, but we have no other option. At least the experts have not identified any other option for us, and this is what it's got to be. So we'll be, outside of our budget process for fiscal '23, we'll be making this request for additional funds to get this done.
So this is an ASAP request, and then we're in the budgeting process for,
Jeff Adams, basically, when we sat down with him last time, he would like to have it had done a month ago. It's not like anything that we can sit on, so we're getting that in quickly.
We get our hands on servers?
The servers aren't really the issue, they have them here. It's basically, this is just the service fees.
The
So basically-
license and the upgrade, okay.
Yeah, not even the license for the servers, that's all paid for, all that's set. This is just basically, the services to them to move the database to the vendor.
So it's a data migration project is what it is?
Correct.
It's all kind of a black art to me. I just want things
Mr.
to work.
AOL.
Yeah, it's the technical services basically, just to be able to move us from one to the other and be up and running where we want.
I have that proposal
I was gonna say, do
for
you,
the commission, any commission member that would want to take a closer look, I will certainly spin you off a copy.
do we need a motion, or are you just alerting us to
Just letting you
the
know.
fact that you will
Something we
be
have to do.
requesting this?
Yep.
Goes into our budget with our IT person and everything else. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm happy. Thank you, Sergeant Moore, for spearheading that, as expensive as it is. Anything else that anyone wants to chat about? We do have to go into executive session, but let's talk about a next meeting. As we will. So we are now at the second, we have a regular scheduled meeting for the 16th, which may be, I don't, we certainly won't meet on the 23rd or the 30th. So it would be either we skip the 16th and we go to the 6th of January.
Just keep it on the books and cancel it from here, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
You guys ready for
And on the
this?
agenda, right?
Okay, so let's tentatively, we'll keep our regularly scheduled meeting for December 16th, with full knowledge that if we run a 9-minute meeting, maybe we could skip to the 6th of January, but we will see what's happening in the next 2 weeks. But is everyone good for January 6th as just
Yep, I'll be around.
in case?
Should be around.
Oh, I won't be around. I come back to 7. But I can certainly, Kevin, are you here the 6th? I'm TBD, but 2 out of 3 might have to suffice.
I don't know what's coming around the corner, virtual meetings
We
are
might-
coming
I
back.
I was not gonna jinx us by saying I can be remote, because then I just know that that's,
Shall see.
we shall see, oh God. Okay, 16th it is, and then we'll go from there. And then meeting is adjourned, and we will not be coming back into doing any business after executive session.